What if I told you that one fan-voted Hollywood award, one woman crush Wednesday shout-out from a legit movie icon, and one magazine literally calling itself a hashtag Nicolandria stan account just turned a Love Island USA couple into something way bigger than a dating show storyline? Because while everyone is still arguing about Ace, Nicolandria, Nic Olandria, Taylor, Sierra, the whole Love Island Huda situation, and whether they should have actually won Love Island USA Season 7, Nic and Olandria have quietly moved into a whole different category. We're talking mainstream press, fashion red carpets, awards, and a Best New Couple bracket where Nic and Olandria are going toe-to-toe with big Hollywood names, not just other Love Island contestants. This isn't just villa drama anymore. This is what happens when a dating show couple refuses to stay just reality TV.
Before we break down how Nicolandria pulled off this Hollywood-approved glow-up, do me one tiny favor. Tap that subscribe button like you're voting for your favorite couple in an elimination text. It's free, it makes the algorithm slightly less evil, and it tells YouTube that your taste in Love Island couples is extremely elite. All right, let's talk about how Nic and Olandria ended up here. To really understand how wild this moment is, you have to rewind to the villa. On Love Island USA Season 7, Nic and Olandria didn't even win. They finished as runner-ups, walking out of the villa second place, not first, after one of the messiest seasons the show has ever had. There were arguments about Asa, there was Taylor, there was Sierra, there were whole TikTok wars over who was real and who was putting on a show for cameras. It was chaos. But somewhere inside that chaos, something different started happening around Nic and Olandria. Articles started popping up describing Nicolandria as more than just a cute couple. Their relationship was literally being called a cultural phenomenon and a beloved part of reality couple history. Fans weren't just saying they're cute together. They were editing them like they were the main characters of an entire franchise. People created Nicolandria Nation accounts. They built TikTok edits with millions of views. They started using Nicolandria the way people use Bennifer or Kim Ye. And instead of disappearing after the finale like most reality show couples, Nic and Olandria somehow got bigger. The show ended, but the story didn't. And that's exactly where the Hollywood part starts creeping in. Because of the villa was Chapter 1, Hollywood is very much Chapter 2. But first, we have to talk about the wildest part. They aren't just famous in the reality TV lane anymore. Fast forward a bit, and suddenly there's this cosmopolitan-style fan bracket going around. A big, flashy, best new couple of 2025 showdown. And the wild part? Right there, next to long-established celebrity couples, movie star couples, music power couples, you see Nic and Olandria, a couple whose origin story is literally a Love Island USA villa. On paper, it doesn't make sense. You've got actor and musician pairings, people who've been famous for years, couples who walk red carpets like it's their full-time job, and then you've got these two people who technically came from a dating show. Not only are Nicolandria the only duo from Love Island, they're the only couple from a reality show at all in the bracket. Everyone else is fully Hollywood or music industry. And yet, as the rounds go on, something very embarrassing happens for a lot of those big names. Every time Nic and Olandria are matched up with another couple, the votes flood in. We're talking matchups where they're getting well over 90% of the fan vote. Huge gaps. People in the comments are literally saying, why is this even close? It has to be Nicolandria. Other fan bases are mad. Nicolandria Nation is unbothered and organized. Now, is this the Oscars? No. It's a fan-driven, internet-powered social media bracket. But that's the point. Hollywood's entire ecosystem pays attention to this stuff now. A couple from Love Island USA Season 7 beating fully established Hollywood couples in a mainstream magazine's fan bracket says one thing very loudly. Nic and Olandria aren't just popular for reality TV people. They're popular, period. And if you think that's the only sign that things have shifted, the media receipts say otherwise.
It's one thing for fans to be obsessed. It's another thing when entire media outlets start acting like stan accounts. You have Elite Daily literally posting about Nic and Olandria and saying in their caption that they are basically a hashtag Nicolandria stan account at this point. That's not normal dating show recap energy. That's we've fully adopted this couple energy. They're not just writing, here's what went down on Love Island. They're doing full features on Nic and Olandria's journey from friends to something more, on their plans post-show, on how the vibe between them felt different from the usual reality TV situationship. You've got platforms talking about how they went from, is there a spark, to, okay, this might be one of the most watched couples to ever come out of the franchise.
Fans noticed something else too. It started to feel like certain magazines and outlets were, let's say, very clearly on Team Olandria in the Season 7 mess. Little things, a choice of audio here, a caption there, a meme that lined up perfectly with an old situation involving Sierra. Nothing outright hateful, but enough that fans clocked it and went, yeah, the media has chosen their main character. And in the middle of all of that, Nicolandria kept getting more editorial love, more flattering coverage, and more glowing language. When the press decides you're the main couple, it changes everything. Media can't manufacture chemistry, but they can decide who gets amplified, who gets the big headline, and who gets the cute behind-the-scenes photo spread. Being liked by fans is powerful. Being liked by fans and media? That's a cheat code. And then, just when people thought the hype might slow down, a Hollywood legend stepped in and turned the volume up again.
Out of nowhere, one of the most respected actresses in Hollywood posts a Woman Crush Wednesday tribute, and the woman she honors is Olandria Carthen. Gabrielle Union doesn't exactly throw random WCW posts at every reality TV girl who crosses the screen, so when she posts a full paragraph talking about Olandria, it's a moment. In her caption, Gabrielle talks about how Olandria doesn't just show up in moments, she turns them into movements. How she stepped off Love Island USA and into something bigger than fame. How she's building a brand with intention and integrity. And how every appearance becomes a way for her to stand for something beyond just being on a TV show.
She praises the way Olandria carries herself, the way she speaks, the way she handles criticism without shrinking. The message is basically, this woman is thoughtful, strategic, and here for the long game, not a quick viral moment. And Olandria's reaction says everything. She reposts it, she talks about how she can't believe it, how the whole thing made her entire day, and how grateful she is to be seen that way. Let's be honest, when a Hollywood veteran looks at someone from a dating show and says, you move like someone with real purpose, people notice. Other actors notice. Stylists, publicists, casting directors, and brands notice. At this point, it's not just fans yelling Bama Barbie in the comments. It's industry people quietly moving her into a different category. And while Olandria was getting stamped by Hollywood legends, Nic was quietly building his own lane too. On Nic's side, the post-show story has been just as intense, but in a different way. After the finale, he becomes one of the most talked about guys in the Love Island USA universe. You've got bar appearances, Greek Fest college tours, and nights where entire venues are packed just to see him pull up, pour drinks, dance with fans, and take photos. There are clips of him walking into places and the crowd reaction is giving concert energy, not he was on a dating show for a month energy. But with that attention comes pressure. In reunion and post-show interviews, Nic and Olandria both talk about how intense the Nicolandria nation pressure can be. People want labels, they want updates, they want a wedding date, a breakup announcement, a baby name list,
everything, right now. Nic admits there's been a lot of pressure. Olandria says the support has been insane, but they're trying to move at a pace that feels healthy and real for them, not for the comments section. Fans love that Nic is openly proud to be the supportive one. The running joke is that he's a happy groupie, the guy holding the heels, clapping on the side of the carpet, and reposting her wins like it's his full-time job. And honestly, people are obsessed with that dynamic, especially in a universe where most guys on dating shows act allergic to looking too invested.
By now, we're fully out of Love Island contestant territory. We're in public figure couple with a serious fan base land. Quick little reminder before we jump into the awards and fashion era. If you're still watching at this point, you clearly have main character taste. So go ahead and hit subscribe before the algorithm decides you only like messy Casa Amor clips. It's one click, it helps the channel a ton, and it guarantees you a permanent seat in Nicolandria Nation. All right, now let's talk about how the awards and the fashion world started treating Olandria like a full-on star.
Outside of the couple stuff, Olandria has built something serious on her own name. Right after the show, she signs with Digital Brand Architects, a talent management firm under United Talent Agency. Not some random small agency, but a team that handles real digital stars and big campaigns. From there, the brand deals start rolling in. Swimwear and lifestyle campaigns where she's front and center, often with Nic by her side. Beauty collaborations, including a lip product that sells out and becomes a staple in the Nicolandria fandom. Partnerships with big tech and lifestyle companies, where she isn't just the face, she's also talking about education, ambition, and what it took to get where she is. Then come the big recognition moments, the kind that make you realize Hollywood is watching. She lands the Ebony People's Choice Award at the Ebony Power 100 Gala and appears on the Power issue cover alongside heavy hitters from entertainment, sports, and culture. The write-ups talk about her as an influencer on the way to icon status, not just former reality star. She's named a Cosmopolitan's Z-Stars class of 2025, a group of Gen Z creators the magazine says are defining trends and influencing millions. She appears on Harper's Bazaar Vietnam's digital cover, with the story literally framing her journey as from Alabama to global spotlight, highlighting how she turned a shot on a dating show into an international platform. She gets a spot on the Route 100 in a lineup with people who are changing their industries, not just going viral. Then there are the fashion moments, red carpets like the CFDA Fashion Awards, interviews where she's talking about purpose, style, and long-term vision, standing next to designers and established names in the fashion world. Put all of that together, and you realize this is not just a girl from Love Island who got a couple of brand deals. This is someone the industry is starting to treat like an it girl, someone who can sit front row at shows, land covers, and anchor campaigns on her own. And through all of it, Nic is right there, cheering, showing up, and also quietly building his own resume with appearances, collaborations, and even unexpected gigs like officiating weddings at music festivals. Meanwhile, the Love Island drama that started this whole thing? Yeah, that never really went away. And weirdly, it helped.
Love Island USA Season 7 wasn't exactly a calm, peaceful season. Fans have called it everything from iconic to the most chaotic season ever. You had the Ace storyline. You had Taylor trying to figure out where she fit in all of this. You had Sierra, who ended up leaving the villa after old posts with offensive language resurfaced and caused a major backlash outside the show. Nic later talked about how confusing that moment was for him inside the villa because he didn't have all the context, only to get the full picture once he left. On top of that, you had fans accusing production of scripting parts of the season, of forcing certain couples, of dragging storylines out because they knew viewers were obsessed with the mess. There were entire threads and videos about whether some scenes were too convenient to be real. All of this kept Season 7 trending, weeks and months after the finale. People were still debating whose side they were on, who was wrong, who was right, who was fake, who deserved better. They rewatched Casa Amor like detectives. They argued about text messages, podcasts, and Instagram lives.
And right in the middle of all this noise, Nicolandria kept stacking wins that had nothing to do with the villa. While some people were reliving old arguments, Nic and Olandria were walking carpets, filming campaigns, getting awards, and showing up on lists next to Hollywood household names. The drama helped keep them in people's mouths, but their work is what kept them in headlines that actually matter long term. Which leads us to the big question. Why does this couple, specifically, feel like such a turning point?
When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it's pretty clear that Nic Olandria has become something different from your standard reality TV couple. First, there's the dynamic. We're used to dating show guys who are terrified of looking too invested. They downplay, they joke, they act like caring about someone is embarrassing. Nic does the opposite. He's openly proud to support Olandria. He makes it clear that he's happy to be the one clapping loudly, carrying the bag, hyping her up in interviews, and showing up to events where she's the main focus. Then there's Olandria herself. She doesn't move like someone who just wanted followers and free trips. She moves like someone building a brand, a career, and a legacy. The Gabrielle Union WCW post, the awards, the magazine covers, the partnerships, they all paint the picture of someone who is extremely intentional. She's not just looking for the next viral moment. She's building a long-term lane. Fans started to care less about are they official and more about what are they building. People want to see the next campaign, the next speaking moment, the next big step, whether that's together or individually. That's a huge shift from the usual, we only care if you're still dating. Now combine that with the best new couple brackets and the Hollywood-level recognition, and you get something kind of wild. A couple from Love Island, USA, a dating show, is now being voted on in the same breath as movie and music power couples. Media outlets are calling themselves #Nicolandria stans. Hollywood legends are writing heartfelt tributes. Award shows and magazines are putting them next to people who've been in this industry for decades. That's not just a cute post-show success story. That's a blueprint.
It sends a message to every future Love Island contestant. If you come in with vision, discipline, and a real sense of who you are, you don't have to stay in the reality TV box. You can turn a villa storyline into a full-blown career, into a brand, into a seat at tables that have nothing to do with elimination ceremonies. So, will Nic Olandria end up officially winning that big fan-voted best couple title? Maybe. But in a way, they've already won something bigger. They proved that a couple born in a villa can be treated like a couple that belongs on carpets, covers, and award stages. And honestly, that might be the most unexpected plot twist in the entire Love Island USA Season 7 saga. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're officially part of the I watched a dating show couple accidentally become a Hollywood case study club, which is an elite group, by the way. Before you click away, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into the wild, messy, and low-key inspiring universe of Nic Olandria, Ace, Taylor, Sierra, Huda, and everything Love Island USA refuses to let us recover from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.